Hi, it's me again, Angry from Bristol. Yeah, so anyway, I've cut the cable to the PSVR, and as suspected, in fact, it's worse than suspected, it is an absolute ridiculously tiny cable thing going on in there. I don't know if you can see that. There's two sort of main cables. I've only cut one of them, and there are 17, I think, wires in there. And insanely, you've got the sheath, the ground wire on the sheath, a bunch of wires, and a second sheath with another 3 wires within that. There's 4 uninsulated grounds, at least 3 cables all white. So, yeah, no, this is not going to happen. I've already wasted about an hour of my life on this, and yeah, so we're looking at 17 on one. So there's got to be at least about 35 separate tiny fraction of a millimeter across cables in there. Yeah, that's a write-off. Anyway, this is my cable. This is the version 1, you see, and I do notice that they've actually changed it so that now on the version 2 it comes out here in a horizontal, which is kind of what I bodged up myself. Why on earth didn't do that on the version 1? There's another mat. It's just mental. But anyway, what's really annoying is that where that goes into the headset, so inside there is, because I took it to bits, a little block connector, a ribbon connector. So they could easily sell you that cable number 5 with the ribbon connector on one end and the 2 HDMIs on the other end. And it could be reasonably easily fixed. You don't have to strip down the headset. That ain't that difficult. You just pop it in bits and you push it in. Sony, I'm telling Greta Thunberg on you guys. This is very naughty. This is now going in landfill. Not to mention the fact it's going to cost me 250 quid to get my firewall fixed.
Headshot 37.
Yeah, so what can you do? You should sell a replacement cable. I've looked everywhere. They don't respond to their customer service nonsense either. So really, that's the end of that. So that's going in landfill. I'm 250 quid worse off because they don't want to sell you a cable. Now, the EU are bringing in, as of next year, 2021, this repairability law. So hopefully, scroats like Sony won't be able to do stuff like this anymore, and they will be forced to sell that stuff. Of course, my numbnuts compatriots have voted us out of the EU, so it probably won't affect me. But that's another story. Yeah, so anyway, the upshot is, the reason I'm putting this out there is just don't bother, because unless you fancy trying to sort of microsurgerize 35 insanely tiny cables, most of which aren't color-coded, and so, you'd have to bell out, continuity test every single one. And then I just don't think it'd be possible. And you'd still have a weak-as dishwater joint in the end of it. So, unfortunately, because I can't buy this cable, naughty Sony, I'm stuffed. Sony, send me a cable. Anyway, be careful with your PSVR cables. Don't let your kids play Beat Saber. And more importantly, if you've got the version 1, I would bodge it so that you've in effect got a version 2. So the cable breaks there because it goes through a little thing and then immediately takes a hard right like that. And it is going to snap there because it's a really pants piece of design. To say something for Sony, at least they have changed it. So now the new one comes out there, which clearly was always going to be a much better idea. But if you got this one, do not just play with it like that because it's going to snap. What you want to do is leave yourself a bit of a loop so that it can still go in and out like that. Put a couple of loose cable ties like that on there so that the thing is supported in several places. And then loop it up again and send it down vertically and tie it on there with a couple of cable ties. That's what I did. I think that works. It was too late because I didn't really think about that until I already broken the damn cable. But hey ho. Yeah, good luck.